What's up, guys? It's the Carp here, back with another episode of How to Win Titles, and today we have the finish to the Premier League season and the Europa League. So I did make a couple of mistakes here. The first one you can see here, the Community Shield. Wasn't paying attention for that one. Thought it was the first Premier League game of the season. We lost 2-0 against Man City, but it wasn't the first game of the Premier League. It was the Community Shield. So that's unfortunate that we missed out on that title there, but we did go and win the Carabao Cup final, which, again, middle of the season, not quite used to it. For some reason, I just expect all the cups to be at the end. Played this one as if it was a league match, 1-4-1 against Arsenal. It was the Carabao Cup. Um, Not really any crazy performances there, but we have beat Arsenal to the Carabao Cup. Much easier final than the previous year. But yeah, so there's that trophy out of the way. Now, where are we at in the Premier League? So you would think, based off of this run here, which was an incredible run before being ended 3-0 to Tottenham, and that was actually that broke the record for both most consecutive wins and most games without defeat for Everton. But yeah, you'd think we'd be top of the Premier League. We are close. So second place, very, very good finish to the season. No matter what happens at this point, we've qualified for the Champions League, so that'll be good. Not that we need the Champions League at this point, and not that I even need the Europa League. It's not one of the competitions I was setting out to win, but I still want to win it. It's still an extra trophy. But the Premier League would be massive. We are currently 4 points behind Man City. We've got 2 games to go though, and they have won. They have just lost to Watford after dropping points to Tottenham a few weeks ago. So now they've got Brighton at home. Very easy stretch for them, by the way. 4 home games in a row, all against somewhat weak opposition. But Brighton are currently in ninth, and they also beat Man City 4-0 at their home stadium earlier in the season. So there is the slightest of chances. If we win our 2 games and Man City lose or draw theirs, then we will be Premier League champions. But the only problem with that, if you might have seen it in the fixtures, we have Liverpool at home and Manchester United at home. Liverpool, a team that I have not beat yet as Everton manager, have not won the Merseyside derby, so now would be a great time to do that. So we're going to play those 2 in the league, and then we're going to finish up with the Europa League against Sevilla, which is another tough team. The kings of the Europa League, Sevilla are. But anyways, let's look real quick at the transfers. So this season, I brought in Ferran Torres, great player. Used him with Spain during, spoilers for the last episode, that World Cup win. Same with Luis Suarez here. Brought him in for 39 million. Then Marco Rog, decent signing. He's not played as much as I'd like him to, but it is his first season in the Premier League, 18 games, 38.5 million. Might have overspent a little bit. But I sold Kieran Dow, Sandro, Rodado, Gabaman, Sims, just a bunch of dead weight. I did bring in David Brooks as well, the Welshman. So I've trained him up since in the central mid position, so he's decent enough cover. He's got decent enough stats, but I may have overpaid for him a little bit as well. 6 games, but he does have 4 goal contributions, and he's a decent enough backup. I don't mind paying that much for him. I don't remember who I traded for him. Would have been Tosin. I don't fucking know. You guys know who I'm talking about. Never a great striker at any point for Everton. Other than that, this Bosman signing was a very nice signing. Traore here can play center mid and attacking mid, and then now that I've trained him up, he can play on either wing and defensive mid. He's a solid player. And then just a bunch of loan moves and graduations from the youth academy. So that's what the transfers are looking like. This is what the team's going to be against Liverpool. We got Pau Lopez in goal. Mason Holgate here on the right. Now he wants to leave. He's wanted to for a while. I'm going to hopefully, with the money from this season, tie him up to a new contract. Otherwise, I might have to let him go. He's been unhappy for a while. We got Mina at center back, Kempf at the left center back, and then we have Alenia, who's very good at this point, and Benacer in the midfield. And we got Torres on the right flank. It will be on the left. He's got lots of assists this season. Very good player. And then Gomez in the middle. And then we got Luis Suarez, the Spaniard, in that trequartista role with Moise Kean up front, who is our top goal scorer in the Premier League. He's got 23 goals, 12 assists in total. 18 goals in the Premier League is a pretty decent return, to be honest. especially given Moise Keane's kind of start, when he first came to the Premier League. Um, we can look at the stats real quick. That's our top goal scorers. Keane and Suarez up there. Calvert-Lewin with a decent season. It will be up there with the assists with Lania and a bunch of players. Bunches of players have, a good amount of goal contributions. We've really been spreading out the goals this season. But let's get into the match. Got 3 games this episode. Let's start off with a win. If we drop points here, that's going to end our title hopes straight away. So we need this win against Liverpool. It's at Goodison Park. It's 0-0 at halftime. 10 shots so far this game, 3 on target, but no goals. Not a lot of highlights either. We're really, really disappointing if this match ended 0-0, which it's looking like it's going to. Let's get Iwobi out. Actually, Keane hasn't been in the best of form recently. Calvert-Lewin has. I'm going to get Calvert-Lewin in there. Granted, a lot of his goals have come in the Europa League, but even still, Moise Keane's not scored in 3 or 4 games, I don't think. Oh, God, they've got a penalty. And that is the Premier League over. Just like that. It doesn't really matter if we get one back here. We're not scoring 2 goals in the remainder of this game. Not to be negative, but that's just how it's going to be. I mean, Liverpool still have a phenomenal team. They're nowhere near the top of the Premier League like they kind of should be, but they're gonna beat us here, or at least draw, which is very unfortunate, especially because we've not dominated this game, but we've held our own. I mean, 11 shots to their 8, 4 on target to their 3, 5 corners to their 1, just absolutely shocking. 1 goal from the penalty mark, and Man City have won the Premier League title, so that's unfortunate, but oh well, we're still going to get 3 games in this episode. I'll still play this one against Man United live, and then hopefully we can win the Europa League, at least as a consolation. Granted, we already qualified for the Champions League, so really this tournament does nothing at all other than pad my trophies, but, I want to get as many as I can. Let's see. Let's just get anyone out that's remotely tired, because at this point I do want to focus on the Europa League. Alright, let's see. Does anybody need a rest? Holgate does. Kim, if you're wondering what I'm looking at here, by the way, I'll see if I can... Yeah, so if you see on the right, it says hoping to rest against Man United. Basically what I do is, if they're below 95% fitness, or sometimes 96, 97, depending on how fit the rest of the team is, I'll keep them on the pitch unless they're hoping to be rested, and then I'll get them out. That's basically how I rotate. Alright, we should be good with the rest of this team. Guido Vogi's been playing at center back a lot. Most of those 7 ratings have come when he's started. So he's been a decent enough player. Duffy, I would play there. He's got 9 pace. He's got no passing or dribbling. If he had really any one of those stats along with his current ones, he'd be a solid player. I mean, even if he had like 16 pace, he would be starting every single game this season. But he's not quite there. He will make it on the bench though. Let's see. As will Mayo, although Gonzalez is going to take that starting position. We'll give Villalba a go. Davies will not start. Phillips is a decent player. We'll give him a go. We also have Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. I forgot about that. We'll just start with four strikers, essentially. We'll get Gomez on the bench as well. Who's going at center mid? That will be Rog. Or, actually, I'm going to put Traore in. This is the problem. I bought Rog, but even though I bought him, I don't want to play him just because I bought him. I mean, I'm fine with just taking loss. Traore has been a free transfer, but he's been the better player. He's got better stats at this point. Alright, Manchester United. Let's see. This might be us fighting for second place, though. So this could still be somewhat important. I mean, it's not going to make too much of a difference, but, second looks better than third does. Either way, I've met the board's expectations. They wanted me to qualify for the Europa League. I told them I could qualify for the Champions League, and I'm going to. But unfortunately, Marcus Rashford makes it 1-0 there. Damn, it really was a tough ending stretch. I think after that Tottenham game, lost 2 more after not having lost for a long time. If I'd have just kept that, even if I had drawn those 2 games, Still would have been with a shot here, but really just fell off at the end of the season. I potentially should have knocked myself out of the Europa League. I lost pretty early in the FA Cup. I did start a pretty weak team on that, partially because I didn't want to deal with that many competitions. I'm not gonna have time for another sub here, but I potentially should have done with the same with the Europa League. We might have been able to win the league, but it's fine. I don't mind staying at Everton another season. I'm sure the Premier League is the one that you guys would prefer to see. Everyone does love the Premier League. All right. Charleston wins Player of the Year, so that's nice. For 2 times in 3 years. That one wasn't with me, but all 3 players from Everton there. Young player, it's going to be Ferran Torres. Brian Gill makes it in there, that's nice. One of our Spanish players. Team of the Year, who's going to make it there? Elena, Torres, Richarlison, not bad. Guardiola wins Manager of the Year. What? Really? I mean, yeah, we didn't win the league, but like, come on. No one was expecting Everton to finish second this season. Did we finish second or did we finish third? No one was expecting Everton to finish third this season. Come on. Head of Arsenal, interestingly enough. Tottenham, Man United, Liverpool missing out in the Champions League. Leicester in 13th. Wow. Well, that's the Premier League season done. Moise Kean dropped off a lot. He was top goal scorer with 18, but again, he just... Look at that. 5 sixes in a row. He's fallen off a cliff. That's pretty much the only reason. The only thing that was keeping him in his team was the fact that he scored a lot of Premier League goals. He didn't do that great in other competitions. I mean, I guess about a goal every other game is kind of been his average, but hopefully we can pick up our form a little bit here in Sevilla, against Sevilla. It's not in Sevilla, I don't think. All right, let's just go with our starting 11. Let's see if anybody needs a rest. Benacer slightly tired, but he's going to start. Suarez, again, it hasn't been good recently. Moise Kean is going to be the one that loses his spot, I think. I'm going to keep Suarez in there. And I'm going to go with... see, Richarlison's been good recently. But so has Calvert-Lewin. Maybe I start with both of them. Let's start with both of them. Let's take a risk here. Alright, so complete forward. I'm going to make him an advanced forward. And we'll keep Suarez on the bench. I'm not going to keep Moise Bean. I'm not going to keep Moise Kean on the bench, I don't think. Unless there's... we got center man. I mean, whatever. He can play either wing as well. So yeah, we'll keep him on there as an option. Oh, we had 9 subs. Perfect. Alright, so let's go ahead and get... If I have 9 subs, I'll get a backup goalkeeper in. I usually don't play with a backup goalkeeper. It's very rare for them to get injured. It does happen, though. Very, very, very rarely. So when I have 9 subs, I'll get a backup goalkeeper on. They're missing 2 players. We are missing none. We got a full strength 11 here. Come on, boys. Let's make up for those 2 losses. Let's go, Richarlison. And yeah, I probably really should have started Richarlison sooner. And there we go. He gets another goal. He's on fire right now. Just got to hold up in the defense now. Haven't been great defensively this season. My first season here, my first half season, we were actually pretty good. Paulo Lopez in particular. But this season, we've definitely been more focused on attack, which I'm fine with. Oh, there we go. Angel Gomez makes it 3-0, and that should be the game over, as long as we don't concede here. Alright, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and get Benacer and Kempf out. Get Diego Gonzalez in there, who I believe is former Sevilla player. Could be wrong, though. And then we'll get Rog in there. He can play as a deep line just fine. Come on, let's get one more. Let's humiliate Sevilla here. Beat him in their own competition. Oh, and it's a hat trick for Richarlison. I really should have started him in both of the previous games. He was on form. He got a hat trick in the Europa League, I think, earlier on, and he's got another one here. Alright, I guess we'll just get Suarez on there for Richarlison. He's got his hat trick. Hopefully Suarez can bag himself one off the bench. That's fine. I'm perfectly okay with a 4-0 win. Just unfortunate that we couldn't have done it against similarly skilled Premier League opposition, but there we go. We have won the Europa League, our second year in a row winning a European competition. Hopefully we can keep that up and win the Champions League next year. Already won it once, but it'd be nice to win it again. So Calvert-Lewin, I'm surprised is not higher up on the goal scoring. I guess Richarlison did not score in the Europa League. It must have been a hat trick in the league then, because that was his only 3 goals in the competition there. Was that his only start in the Europa League? No, he's played 7 games. He's got a few assists though. Anyways, that is gonna do it for this season. Just got European Championship qualifying for Spain. So the next time you see me, I'll probably just do like I think a mid-season kind of thing. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, we've got the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup out of the way, so at this point it's just the Premier League and the Community Shield. So yeah, maybe I'll see if there's like a 2-game stretch of difficult opponents, and that's when you guys will see me again. But that's gonna do it for this episode. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time.